Hello and welcome to Reclaim Your Life and Yourself After Everything Changes. I'm Kylie Ray and I am really excited that you're here today and you are choosing you. Let's get started. So, if you're a woman who's been through a big change recently, like a breakup or a career shift or an empty nester or becoming a mum and returning to work, or simply waking up one day and feeling disconnected from who you are, and you're ready to reconnect with yourself and find that clarity and build a life that you're proud of, this is for you. I'm going to share with you today my 3-step framework called the Rebuild Method that I have used and that all the women I teach have used to rebuild their lives. And in this framework, you are going to rediscover who you are now and who you're moving into and what matters to you most. Reset, so get clear on what's been holding you back and reclaim your focus and take confident steps towards a life that feels truly yours. And then rise into a life that feels aligned and energized and true to the woman you are. So, I'm Kylie Ray, and I help women like you who feel lost after life has fallen apart to rebuild and create the confidence and a future that you are excited about. Whether it's after divorce or motherhood or empty nester or whatever it is, and you're feeling disconnected from who you are, well, then I'm here to guide you to reconnect with you and the woman you're becoming and start to build a life that feels like yours. Today, I'm going to show you how to begin that journey with clarity and confidence and self-trust. So, if you are feeling stuck and you're sick of that, and you're unsure of who you are, this is for you. It's time for you to get clear in a supportive way forward. And I'm going to share with you the rebuild method that I have used. So today, you will learn my 3-step framework to help you reconnect with yourself, reclaim your energy, and create a life that truly feels like you. Now, I've rebuilt my life from the ground up after navigating divorce and single motherhood and career shifts and identity losses. And I've walked through that messy middle and I've done the healing and I've created a life that I love, filled with connection, purpose, freedom, and joy. So I now help women who have been through those things as well, and whatever next chapter they're stepping into, I help women do the same as what I have done. So if you're ready to stop just surviving, and I know what that feels like, and start creating your next chapter, you're in the right place. So here is why I think you should stick around. I spent years living for everyone else. First as a wife, then as a mum, then a teacher, then a leader. And somewhere along the line, I lost touch with who I truly was. So my marriage ended about 20 years ago. I was with my partner for 20 years, met him when I was 16, moved in together at 18. I was neighborhood watch president at 19. Married at 21, child at 25, child at 27, divorced at 36. And so when my marriage ended, I was like the shell of a person, didn't know who I was, because the person that I had stepped into that relationship as was a little girl to start with, and I hadn't had the chance to figure out who I was and what I valued and what my purpose was and what was important to me, let alone how to make decisions on my own. And I remember right at the beginning, when I was purchasing furniture for my new home, that I had to go back to the shop 5 times to be able to choose the bed because I just couldn't make that decision. I'd been so used to making decisions with somebody else, considering somebody else's perspective. What was my perspective? And at the time, it actually hit me in the face pretty quickly when I became single that I felt like I was like the chalk outline of a body at a crime scene. I kind of felt like that was me. I had the outline, but nothing inside me. And it was really challenging to be able to create a life when I didn't know how to make decisions, didn't know who I was, and didn't know what I valued. And I didn't know, as I say, didn't know what I wanted. But through personal growth coaching and through my coaching qualifications and that deep inner work, I rebuilt. And today I'm living a life that feels truly mine. It's aligned, fulfilling, and filled with love. And I'm really proud of the life I've created, and I'm excited that I created it. I think that when we come to this planet, we think we're having one life. I actually feel like I've had three lives, and I felt very privileged to get those three lives. One, married, mum, wife, that was part of my life, great part of my life, just grew apart. Then the second part was now I'm a single woman and a career woman and a mum. I need to create a new life. And so I was lucky to experience a different version of me. And then since I have become married again and I'm a businesswoman, and so I'm stepping into another chapter. So how exciting that I've been able to have three chapters and to rebuild each time and know how to do that. And now I help other women do the same, to reconnect with themselves, create their next chapter with clarity and with confidence. So this was me with my children in the home that I moved into after my marriage ended. And what I realized is that I couldn't just keep going the way I was going. Something had to change. You know, I was behaving from the woman who was still married, still on a double income. I was making decisions as though I was still that person. And I realized that I couldn't do that anymore. I knew I didn't have all the answers, but I knew staying stuck wasn't an option. That is not what I wanted. And I really wanted to be a role model for my children. And I really wanted to be proud of me and the life I've created. And I wanted to raise children who had strategies and skills and tools and mindset and resilience to be able to get back up and move forward. But I needed to model that. So I took a leap and I chose me. And I decided to invest in me. And that single one decision changed everything. And since then, I have invested over $80,000 in learning from the world's best coaches and mentors and mindset coaches so that you don't have to. You know, I got my coaching qualifications and my master coaching qualifications and NLP and timeline therapy and hypnotherapy. And I've been to many personal development experiences. I have a coach myself now as well because I feel that everybody needs a coach. It's lovely to have someone there empowering you, supporting you, cheerleader for you as you move into that next stage. I uncovered the shifts, the tools, and the support that helped me rebuild from inside out and create a life that feels aligned, excited, proud of, fulfilling, and deeply mine. Something had to change. And that decision to choose and invest in myself was my turning point. It was when I stopped waiting for life to feel better and started choosing something different. It was the moment I reclaimed my power, when I decided to no longer settle and instead began to create the life I truly wanted in my finances, in my career, in my health, and in my relationships. And there's me taking back the power. In fact, this framework didn't just help me feel more balanced, it transformed everything. I connected with who I really am. So I now know my values, my purpose, what's important to me, how I make decisions, what do I believe, who is Kylie. I am very clear on that. I now know how to look after my own well-being. I have called in the man of my dreams. I have built our dream home. I was able to get the car. I now have freedom to travel and to rest and to do the work that I love on my terms. And each of us have different things that are important to us. and different dreams. And these were mine. And I was so lucky that I've been able to work out how to get there. And that's what I now share with other women. I help you to navigate life's big transitions, reconnect with who you are, and create a life that actually feels good, because you deserve more than just getting through the day. You don't want to just get up, go to work, come home, get up, go to work, come home. You want more than that. You deserve clarity, you deserve confidence, and a life that lights you up. And today I'm going to show you how. So if you've been pushing through and hoping things will shift on their own, and it's costing you your energy and your peace and your joy, and deep down, you know it's time to try something different, that's exactly what I'm going to share with you today. The pathway that can lead you towards the life you've been longing for. So what does that look like? So today is about me sharing a bit about my journey, a bit about my client's journey, and then the method that we have used to get there. So this is Kelsey, and Kelsey came to me when she was stepping back into the workforce after having a baby. She went back to work when she had a 9-month-old baby, and she had a demanding job, and the weight of trying to be everything to everyone, be a beautiful mum, be a great wife, be an impactful, she was a teacher, an impactful teacher. The pressure was impossible and it was challenging. She actually phoned me one afternoon crying, and I asked her, I started with one question. I said, Kelsey, do you really want to be a teacher? Because depending on that answer would depend on where I then supported her to go. And she said, yes, I do. This is the only dream I've ever had. I want to be a teacher. So then, great, she has committed to that dream. And now let's get clear on what it looks like and then how to get there. So she then, after coming to coaching and being at breaking point and overwhelmed and unsure how to hold it all together, we worked through my rebuild model and everything began to shift. She reconnected with what truly mattered to her. She clarified her values and her purpose, and she learnt powerful tools to manage her state, navigate her challenges, and make aligned decisions. But most importantly, she felt supported and held through this transition with compassion and accountability and real strategies that were easy to implement. Kelsey didn't just survive, she rose. She became more grounded, empowered, and clearer than she ever had. Her relationship with her husband strengthened. Her relationship with herself became clear and confident. She found ways to be there for her little boy while working and being a mum. She actually worked out how to manage that challenging class. Her life didn't magically get quicker instantly, although I do believe that day it started to improve. But she finally had the clarity and the strength to navigate it with confidence, and that changed everything. You could argue that learning how to prioritize herself, shift her mindset, and take the aligned action didn't just transform her career, it changed her whole life. So let me share the simple, proven method that's helped me and so many other women break free from survival mode. We don't want to be in that survival mode or that stuck mode. And this model helps you create a life that actually feels good and one that makes you proud. And what one of my clients recently said to me at the end of her coaching with me was, I am actually happy. What else can you want? So let's have a look at what the model is. So this is my rebuild model. It is the pathway to creating a life that you are proud of. And it has 3 pillars. First of all, we rediscover who you are, what's important to you, what you value, and what your vision is. Then we reset and we look at the tools to be able to get you there and the strategies and the frameworks. And then you rise with support. You rise with support from me and from those around you. It's about making intentional choices that feel good. They feel grounded and supportive of the woman you're becoming. And I think that's a really important concept. You have stepped out of the chapter that you're in as one version of you. You're stepping into a new chapter. It won't be the same version of you. And to get to that version, you need to learn who she is and what she believes and what she does and what she likes to do so that you can take the actions to become that woman. So let's see how we do that. You tried holding it all together, and now it's time to build something that holds you. The first step is the rediscovering you pillar. So the first step to breaking free and creating the new you is we uncover who you are now, what truly matters to you, and where do you want to go next, so that you can move forward with clarity and some trust in yourself and a renewed sense of purpose. So here it is in a visual. In the rediscovering phase, we look at your direction. We look at what your purpose is, and that's wonderful to know what your purpose is, because it becomes your guiding compass that directs your decisions and your choices and what you say yes to and no to, because it is aligned to what your purpose is. And it's important to know what your values are, again, because it makes a difference to the choices that you make. So in this pillar, this is what life would be like. Imagine waking up with a deep sense of knowing. You know who you are, what matters to you, and where to focus your energy. No more second guessing, no more feeling pulled in every direction, and no more wondering what now. Instead, you feel calm, grounded, and clear. You're aligned with your values, you trust yourself, and you're no longer just surviving. Everything is intentional for the life that you're creating. So the difference isn't just luck, it's clarity, it's strategy, and it's support. And you deserve those things too. And it's a powerful way to see what needs your attention so you can feel more aligned, supported, and fulfilled in your next chapter. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a traffic light system today to break down the rebuild method and for you to check in where you are and how you're feeling about that area of your life at the moment. So red will be your stuck, yellow will be your uncertain, and green will be your inflow. So how clear are you on where you are going, on your direction, on what you want? Red, you feel lost and running on empty. Life feels like survival mode and you're not even sure what you want anymore. Yellow, you've had glimpses of clarity, but they don't always last, and overwhelm can sweep in and it can knock you off your track. And green is you feel clear, you're confident, and your choices are aligned with your values. You know where you're heading and it feels good. So write down what color you think you are now on your understanding on how you feel about your clarity for moving forward. So let's see then, what could we do if we're in red at the moment and we want to move to yellow? So first thing you need to do is pause and ask yourself, what do I truly want now? And the best thing about you giving yourself this time today is we're taking some time to ask yourself what you want, what's important to you, and work out some steps forward. And most women don't do that. None of us sit down really and ask these questions. So go you for being here and doing that today. So what do you truly want? Is it a relationship? Is it you want to feel better? Do you want your emotions to not be as wobbly? Is it a financial goal? Is it holidays? Is it career? Is it, I just want a life that I love? Get very clear on what that is. And then take one small daily action that reconnects you to you. So what could that be? What's one small thing? If it is your emotions are all really wobbly, maybe it's as simply as walking out on the grass with no shoes on and ground yourself. Maybe it's meditating. Maybe it's listening to a podcast. Maybe it's journaling. Maybe it's gratitude. Or if it's a financial goal that you're looking for, maybe it's getting on an app and opening up some bank accounts. So one's for savings, one's for bills, one's for pleasure. What is it that you can do now to reconnect you to what you want now? And if you want to move from yellow to green, you can still do those ones as well, but align your choices with what really matters. When you are clear on what's important to you, you will only make decisions that align to that. It makes life so much easier when you know what to say no to and what to say yes to. It helps you set those loving, honest boundaries, and you're prioritizing you because you deserve it. And remember, when you're prioritizing you, everybody is benefiting from it. Your children have got the best version of you. You're happy, you're resilient, you're moving forward. You are modeling that to your children. What a beautiful gift to them. So it is not selfish to do this for you. This is a gift for everybody around you. Now, I want to share with you one of my client stories because these stories are very empowering and can let you know what is possible. So Sandra came to me feeling very low. She had some health issues. A family member had died, a staff member had died, COVID had hit, and she was feeling disconnected from her husband. And so when she got to me and I said, we're looking at this clarity and what do you want in life? She couldn't tell me what she wanted because she didn't know, because she was so stuck in it. She ended up saying what she really wanted was just to feel better. So that became her goal. And then over weeks of working with me, I taught her the tools and strategies that she put in place one by one to be able to move her from that stuck to start feeling better. Now, with Sandra, she had some big goals where she also wanted to move to the Sunshine Coast. Now, Sandra did coach with me twice. She did 10 weeks when she was in that really bad place. And by the end of the 10 weeks, she had an inspiring future and she was excited about her future. And then a year or so later, she came back and did another 10 weeks with me because by now she was excited and knew that she could achieve so much more. And her goals end up being that she wanted to move to the Sunshine Coast, she wanted to live by the beach, and that was really important to her. So she has moved to the Sunshine Coast. She does have a dream job. She has bought a dream home, and she's rekindled the connection with her husband. So let me share with you these pictures. So when people coach with me, I ask them to have a very clear picture, vision in their head of what it looks like when you have achieved what you want, what it looks like when you're living the life that you want. And so Sandra had a vision of herself at the beach, and this was what she had said. She said, when I'm walking along the beach at the Sunshine Coast in my namewear activewear, I will know I have achieved what I wanted to achieve. Now, this is a photo of Sandra in her name brand activewear walking along the beach of the Sunshine Coast. She sent this to me and said, I've made it. It's come true. Everything that I wanted. So Sandra knew what to do to get the job, to get the house, to reconnect with her husband. And she got them all. So she got the job in the dream school she wanted to work at. She found a house close to the water. Originally, she didn't think she was going to be able to live close to the water, but she had made 100,000 more on her sale of her property. So it gave her more money, which means the dream was getting bigger all the time, closer to the water. She was able to reconnect with her husband because she put things in place. And one of the strategies that she continues today is she has a monthly camping trip with her husband, just her and him, to be able to make sure that they're connected. She also prioritized herself. So the thoughts in her head, her body and the food, she got a walking process in place. She was eating healthy. She was nourishing her. So she got the whole picture because when I work with my clients, we look at all areas of their life. People usually come for one area of their life, and that one is definitely what we're working on, but we look at all. And for Sandra, she got them all. Over the time, she sent me these texts and I wanted to share them with you. This first one says, celebrating my personal gains. I'm back where I said the words out loud for the first time in March. I hope this is my life soon. Thank you for your support. This is her life now. Then she also sent me a text when she sold her house, because remember, it was moving towards the dream home on the Sunshine Coast. She said, "Sold, thanks for helping me." So amazing, congratulations. Then she said she's actually living on the Sunshine Coast now, working in her dream job in her dream home, and her workplace went to the beach. And she sent me this, and it said, "I had a special moment on Tuesday at a spirituality day as we arrived at the beach. The thoughts and feelings were, I did it. This is incredible. So happy and proud of myself." That's what we want. We all want to be proud of ourselves, and we want the dreams that we desperately want. And I sent her this one. It's a video of Sandra and I on a live chat that I did on my Next Chapter Facebook group. You might like to go there and check it out. And this is a snippet I sent to her. And I said, "Listen to this. Today is July 25. Everything you wanted came true by the end of 2024. Just the part-time work still to come." She said, "Oh my God, Kylie, exactly what I needed to hear this afternoon. It's happening. I am doing it. Hope you are feeling good." So I hope that inspires you of what is possible. So in the rediscovering phase, we are looking at clarity, and we've just talked about that. And then we want to look at your purpose and your values. When you know what your purpose is, and when you know what's important to you, you will make the decisions aligned with that. Takes away all the noise for any other choice that comes your way, because if the other noises don't align to your purpose and values, well, then you don't do it. When you know who you are and what matters to you, life feels lighter. Decisions get easier. Stress reduces. You stop drifting and you start moving with intention. And your boundaries feel clearer, and your energy flows where it matters. And here's a little picture of my dog Lulu. I say, "Be as clear on your purpose as Lulu is on hers." And this is Lulu looking at a kangaroo, not a kangaroo, a koala in a tree. I think she wants to be friends with the koala. The koala made a good decision and did not come out of that tree. So, traffic lights, let's have a look. Where do you stand in rediscovering your purpose and values now that you're stepping into your next chapter and you're claiming your life? Where do you stand? Red, you feel disconnected and unsure of what truly matters. Yellow, you're getting clearer, but it's still, you feel pulled off track sometimes. Or green, you're aligned and guided by what matters most. So write that down so you know where you stand. Okay, pillar 2, the reset phase. So rediscovering is just the start. What you need next is a plan. Knowing who you are and what matters is powerful, but lasting change comes from action. So simple tools to honor your needs and to protect your energy, aligned actions that fit your real life, and a personalized plan to guide you through change step by step. Remember, all of us here have a variety of different experiences, reclaiming their lives for a number of reasons. And you have different goals and different ideas of what makes you happy. So we need a personalized plan, but the tools and are universal for every situation. The reset phase helps turn your clarity into momentum. Your next chapter doesn't just stay a dream, it starts becoming your reality. And from day one, it starts to become your reality on your terms, on your time. So here is the reset pillar. It's the phase where you get the tools and step-by-step framework to shift your mindset, release what's holding you back, and start moving forward towards the life that actually feels like yours. Again, toolkit, insights, and then freedom. So how to get what you want? This is what we need to do. We need the clarity. Know what you want and why it matters. Have the strategy. Build a simple, aligned plan. Take action, small steps, consistent steps, and then evaluate, reflect, adjust, and keep growing. So what do you think you need the most there? Or is it all of them? Okay, so let's do the traffic lights with this. Do you know how to get what you want? This is the question. Red, nope, no plan, no strategy. You feel stuck or scattered. You feel overwhelmed and self-doubt keeps holding you back, and you're craving clarity and direction. Or red, you've got the vision, but not the how. You know what you want, but not how to get there. You're doing it alone, you're stuck in overthinking, and you need structure and you need support. Or green, you've got the plan and you're in motion. So where are you? Write that down so you know where you are. One part of the reset phase is learning how to master your state. Your emotional state is shaped by three key forces: your physiology, your language, and your beliefs. So your physiology is how you breathe, move and breathe, and how it affects your energy. So we all know that when you are sad or depressed, your shoulders will be down, your eyes will be down, you might be a bit frowny, you move slower, you breathe slower, everything feels labored. The quickest way to get yourself out of that state is to move your body, whether it be get up and go for a walk or do some star jumps or to skip. I actually share with my clients the tip of skipping because we all know, well, first of all, have you ever seen an unhappy person skipping? No. Anyone who's skipping is happy. When you skip, you are moving your body up, so your energy is going up. And so you're moving energy through your body to shift you out of the depressive state. So one of the quickest way to change your state is move. So if you are feeling sad or depressed or something like that, move your body. That's the quickest way to change your state. The next part of mastering your state is your language. The words you use shape your thoughts and your focus. Remember, the person we speak to the most in this world is ourself. So our self-thought. So being very aware on what you're talking to yourself about, what you're saying, how you're framing things, gives the trajectory of your life. Because whatever you're thinking, you are acting on, and they become your beliefs and your actions. So we really want to be watching our language. As an example, the word try. I'm going to try to save some money. I'm going to try to go for a walk. I'm going to try to exercise, whatever it is. When you try, there is no commitment in try. You either will or you won't. So if you hear yourself saying the word try, stop, and then choose a different word, and then choose what it's going to be. Same with but. If you say the word but, you know, I'd love to go for a walk. No, let's say the other way. I love your pink top, but I really don't like your brown shoes. All the person is hearing is, I don't like your brown shoes. They're not hearing, I like your pink top, because anything that comes after the word but negates what was said prior. So the words are very powerful. So thinking about what language to use. And the other part of mastering your state are your beliefs. Your beliefs are what you believe, and they drive every decision you make. Now, they come from your environment and they come from your childhood. And as I said, every decision you make. So do you have limiting beliefs or empowering beliefs? We all have both. It's becoming aware of what ones you have and are they holding you back. And often an awareness of all of these things is enough to help you shift and pivot in the direction you want to go. When you shift these, you stop reacting in stress and you start responding with clarity, and you take back your power. So, how are you at mastering your state? Where do you stand? Red, you feel stuck in survival mode, overwhelmed, and unsure how to shift your emotional state. Yellow, you're building awareness, but still slip into stress and burnout more than you'd like. And green, you feel grounded, intentional, and respond to life, not just react to life. So what one is it for you? How are you at managing your state? I find this one is very impactful for change, and we don't always know what to do. Okay, so what is holding you back, do you think? Awareness is the turning point. So let's get aware of what's holding you back, because once you see it, you can't change it. So is it fear of change? Staying in what's familiar, even when it no longer fits? I speak to so many women who that is big for them. They don't want to take the risk of applying for a new job or stepping out of a relationship or reaching out to someone or starting a diet or whatever it is, because it's familiar where they are. What about limiting beliefs? Thoughts like, it's too late, or I should just cope, or I shouldn't, I'm not worthy of people helping me. What is it for you? Do you have some limiting beliefs that are holding you back? Or is it you don't have boundaries? You say yes when you mean no, and you put yourself last. And a lot of us do that when we are not clear on what we want, what we value, or what our purpose is. When you're clear on that, your boundaries are strong. Doing it alone. Do you believe you should have it all figured out by now and you should be able to do it by yourself? Or do you think that's all you deserve? So, what is it for you that you think's holding you back? It might be one of those, it might be all of those. I think for all of us, it's all of those at some stage, but you might be able to particularly pick out one for you right now. So, in the traffic light system, what's holding you back? Where do you stand? You feel stuck and unsure where to begin? You see what's holding you back, but haven't fully moved through it. Or green, you recognize your patterns and are actively shifting them with intention. What is it for you? Are you seeing a pattern at all? Are you seeing more reds or more yellows or more greens? Okay, third pillar, the rise. This is my favorite because I just love this word. Rising into your next chapter, rising into the rebuilt version of you, rising into the reclaimed life that you deserve. So with the rise pillar, this is where it comes together. You'll be held with loving, nurturing guidance, loving accountability, and practical tools that build momentum so you can confidently create the life you truly desire. You're no longer surviving, you're rising into the woman you were always meant to be. And in this pillar, there's support, accountability, and empowerment. And you can get this from a variety of people. So imagine life feeling lighter because you're not carrying it alone and you're not stuck in overwhelm or trying to figure it out on your own. And I know that is so hard to do. I have done that. I tried to figure it out on my own, both in business and in my personal next chapter life, stepping into my new single woman life. And it was so much easier doing it with someone to support me. Instead, you have real support, a system that protects your energy, time, and emotional well-being. It's not about doing it all. It's about knowing you don't have to. And with the right guidance, tools, and community, you create space to breathe, heal, and grow. And that's when life begins to flow again. So the two ways that support comes from. Support from others. That's having the right people around you to lift you up, to honor your boundaries and remind you of your worth. It's not about having a crowd, it's about having your people. So who do you have around you that is uplifting, is supportive of you, shares your dreams or is excited about your dreams, and they protect your boundaries? Do you have people around you like that? Some of us don't. Or are some of the people around you not the right people? Something to think of as well. And then the other way you can get support is support from me or from a coach. Inside my coaching space, you're never alone. I walk beside you with guidance, tools, and accountability, helping you shift from survival to a life that reflects who you truly are. Together, we create space for you to thrive. You know, lots of people get coaches. Tennis players get a coach. Football players get a coach. If we want to improve in some way in the exercise realm, we get a PT, it's a coach. Workplaces now have coaches. When we want to level up, a coach is a good strategy. So where are you with support? Do you have support? Where do you stand? You take it all on yourself and rarely ask for help. That would be red. Yellow, you have some support, but still carry most of the load. Or green, you lean on a safe, steady support system and ask for help with confidence. I find a lot of women are not good at asking for help. I had to get better at it, and it's something I definitely encourage. So when you walk through these 3 pillars, everything shifts. Life doesn't feel just a little bit better, it starts to feel like yours again. So for you so far, where do you think the biggest opportunity for growth is? Is it the rediscover phase? Is it the reset phase? Or is it the rise phase? Or is it all of them? Here they are again. So when you get this right, you begin to feel anchored in who you are, not just your roles, but in your truth. Your days feel lighter, more intentional, and guided by what matters most to you. You no longer second guess every decision, and you move with clarity and self-trust. And life starts to feel like it fits again. Because I'm sure for most of you who are stepping out of one chapter into the next, it doesn't really feel like you at the moment. And you stop living on autopilot and start living with purpose. To me, that's one of the best parts. But don't just take my word for it. I want to share with you a few examples of some of my clients and what they have achieved. And this is exactly what becomes possible with the rebuild method inside my Happy and Passionate Me course. So Therese was also returning from maternity leave, was a very impactful person in the workforce. You know, she was a go-getter. She got things done. She had confidence, went away, had babies, beautiful part of her life, came back to work. And it's like she didn't know how to be impactful and as powerful as she was in the workforce and still be a great mum who had time for her kids and time for her husband. So, and time for her because she was feeling she didn't know who she was because she had this bit of identity crisis because I'm a mum and I was a teacher and now I don't know who I am and I'm a wife, but I don't feel good at anything. And she rediscovered her confidence. She overcame the self-doubt and she found that balance to be able to balance out her career and her personal life. And she says, I unlocked something new within myself, learning how to set boundaries, shift my mindset, and step into a life I truly deserve. I love that she said that, truly deserved. And she said the impact has been profound. Now, Fiona came to me because she was had been in a leadership position, an acting leadership position, but had had a bit of a falling out with her boss. And the year ended not well. And she didn't think she'd get an opportunity again to be in leadership, but she really wanted to be because she knew she had some gifts to share. So she sourced me out to be able to help her reconnect with her, get a vision for what she wanted, and to get the tools on how to do that. And she, as it says here, she gained the clarity and reconnected with herself. She got the tools to navigate the challenge. And not only did she step into her full potential, but she secured a position. And this was a text she sent me. Hi, Kylie, just wanted to let you know I have won a permanent senior teacher position at the school I'm currently working at. Thank you. I couldn't have done it without you. How beautiful. So lovely getting those kinds of texts to me. Michelle, thank you, Kylie, for taking me on such a powerful journey of reflection and self-discovery. Through my experience, I was challenged to dig deeper into my values, hopes, and way I approach life. I now feel more empowered, clear on my goals, and most important, confident in my ability to achieve them. You can't want more than that, can you? And then Emily, mind, body, and spirit, you helped me shift my entire perspective on my professional and personal life. I have never felt more balanced or at peace with myself. Now, Emily had a very challenging year when she came to me. It was amazing. She was still standing when she got to me. But by the end, she said, what used to stress me out no longer does. And she has a whole new perspective on life. So the rebuild method is for you if you're ready to become the woman you admire. Proud of the life you've created because it truly reflects you. Clear and confident in who you are now beyond old roles or expectations, and excited for what's ahead, knowing you have the tools and the trust to shape it. So this is your moment. Your next chapter starts now, and you don't have to walk it alone. Remember, I'm just going to recap. The rediscover phase is about coming home to yourself and reconnecting with your true identity and values so you can create a clear, meaningful vision for the life you want. The reset phase is about releasing what you've been holding you back and following a proven framework of tools, strategies, and mindset shifts to create an emotional balance and design a life that supports the woman you're becoming. And the rise phase is about becoming home to yourself. The rise phase is about stepping into your next chapter with confidence and self-trust. You'll feel empowered to take action and to create a life that is strong, steady, and true. So here's the thing. Knowing what to do is one thing, but having a clear, personalized plan to actually implement it and see real change, that's what makes all the difference. You know, I did rebuild my life. I found the balance. I found the tools on what to do, no longer exhausted. I took back the control, have the loving marriage, have the house, have the business. My kids are very strong, resilient people because I modeled that to them. This isn't just my story. This is proof of what I have been able to achieve and what's possible for you too. So I'm not selling you anything here at the moment. I am just inviting you to a free clarity call with me. This is your first step back to you, like the first step I took a few years ago when I accepted the invite to go to a coaching weekend. This is so that you can feel proud of who you are, clear on where you're headed, and genuinely excited about what's next. So if this is something that you're looking for, I am going to share with you the link for you to be able to book a call with me. Now on this call, we will get clear on where you are now, what feels off, and what's unclear, and what's weighing you down. And then we'll find out where you want to be and what kind of life you're craving. And then your next step would be a simple supportive plan based on my 3-pillar framework that I've spoken about today. So you have a choice. You can take back control and reconnect with who you are now and who you're becoming and start creating a life that truly feels like you with the support you deserve. Or you can stay in the same cycle, letting fear, self-doubt, and past experiences keep you stuck in a life that no longer fits. Remember that life no longer fits. Let's get the right fit for the next life. This is your invitation to choose differently, and I hope you choose you. The choice is yours. Remember, there's no pressure. Come along, have a chat, get curious, make that one decision that starts your next chapter where you have reclaimed your life. You already chose to listen to this workshop, which was your first step. Now let's do the next step. Let's get a little bit closer to the life that you want. This is about moving forward with support, clarity, and direction. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I'm so excited that you chose you, and I can't wait to talk with you on one of my clarity calls. The link will be in the email that you have got that's come with this workshop, and I can't wait to meet you and speak with you soon. Thank you for being with me.